Right, I don't know if he's quite figured it out yet. I am pinned. I have a gizmo right against me, against my leg, with his back against me, so I ain't fucking moving. So I'll sit here. Right, God, there are thing quotes galore. Like, basically, I wasn't actually even stressing last night. I could have been, but I'm not on what I would call an overthinking one, right? But I still didn't fucking sleep. I didn't sleep till like, oh, fuck knows how long. But I do remember jiggling with my leg rocking. I just thought, fucking hell, I was instantly taken back to when I lived in Bristol. When I was 6. Exact same feeling in my body, the same weird urge, same just thinking about anything, all the time just feeling tired and tired. Anything about and it's not even sort of stressing me out. It's happening. It's just happening. And it's like, that inner critic, or whatever. It's like, only you could get this fucked up over a couple of fucking comments on Facebook. And it's like, well, but Facebook's fucking, it's all I have. Like in films, or when someone's like walking through a warehouse, it's like big echoing footsteps, and otherwise deathly silence. It's all just like still, not eerie, just flat and lifeless. And that's how life can feel. But out there, it's like a zzz. And they're feelings, and they're fucking feelings. And, I was stressed as well to be told that I can't, you have no problems. You have no problems interacting with others. It's like, how could, what have you assessed? That letter is written in the first person. I have assessed your claim. I have received it, and I've made my assessment. And the box 0 means that the computer fills in the description. That just, with the key, it would be like 0. You have no problems interacting with people. 1. You have some problems interacting with people. And this guy has got a diagnosis, along with emotionally unstable personality disorder and ADHD. If you read up on ADHD, you can look at problems interacting with people. That exists in many different fucking personality disorders. That's why they're called personality disorders. And I think ADHD is better termed a personality disorder if you're going to term everything else of that nature. But it is a learning. It is to do with learning. It is developmental. It sits on many fences, like I do. But it's not a real illness. The effects are real. Well, let's just talk about that. Let's just talk about that. Let's just talk about if it's real or not. And then tell you everything's my perception without fucking realising that all I'm doing is describing my own perception right in front of you, forcing it down your neck. But I'm really understanding. I do understand people. I've got time for you. You don't know. There's a lot of people like that. I'm not talking about my friends, but fucking hell, I wouldn't be friends with people if they treat me like that. But I am loving that little arena. It's like I've got fuck all else. But there's some of the there's the cosmic lady who's a leaf, and there's the I think she's a leaf. Don't know. I like that I'm just talking to a leaf, a female leaf called Katie. And she's wacky. She's fucking wacky in a really cool way. She was literally talking about, like, from the socks came the shoes. Maybe it's because I've got Annie Mac on and I've opened some gin. And she was a bit pissed. But it's what she was saying. It's like, I kind of got it. She's like, I've seen the socks. She commented on them. She's like, I love your socks, but I hate socks. That was what I straight away thought, you're fascinating. I'd like you. She had me in the first sentence. Your socks are beautiful. I love your socks, but I hate socks. Read on. Do go on, my darling. seriously, do go on. And then she was talking about from, now it's shoes. Now we've already created a beat, yes. And so that's what I wrote back to. It's like a pair of eyes sees, an idea happens, a thought, a question, something else happened. That's what she was on about. Now it's a rhythm. This has gone boom. The socks went boom. I talked about shoes, and we're talking music is a rhythm. And so I gave her a complex answer about how I used chords of music and colours and the interaction, but they're all to do with frequencies. But she was coming at like kind of a more esoteric view of the rhythm of life. Because a lot of people talk about the rhythm of life, night and day, and tides, and birth and death, and all that. But she's talking about the crazy kind of clangs, and she's being metaphorical, but also energetic about it. She's a out-and-out fucking hippie. She fucking has to be. That's what she's on about. But then I'm talking to the grandma lady, who's also very cosmic, and but she writes hilariously. Like, she was talking about toast. Time for toast, Mother would announce. It's like reading a book. It's brilliant. Time for toast. So we'd get the toasting fork out, and what was it? They'd fall, and we'd have to dust the ash off of the edges of them. What was it? I put my fine aged complexion, my fine rosy complexion, down to a heavy consumption of wood ash as a child. Oh my God, she spoke about chilblains, and I actually said, what even are they? I've heard of them. They're an old school thing, and I think I now know the reason. Because she just said it's you get really blotchy skin. You get really, really blotchy skin. She said, I don't know. I assume it's to do with blood vessels constricting and this sort of stuff and expanding again. But then she just told me what they were like and described it, and she said, there is an old wives' tale that dousing them in urine will help. Do not attempt this. It does not work, and your dog will behave very strangely. She's fucking awesome. She's fucking awesome. Dog will behave rather strangely. So I had to reply to her. And then I gave her like my actual guess. I went, hang on a minute. And I said, it'll be because your thermoreceptors are hypersensitive due to the cold, and then the sudden change makes them think they've been scalded. That'll produce an inflammatory response. Inflammatory response normally happens around an injury and is helped to stay around that injury by constricted blood vessels. That's what happens. And so now it's just trying to do two things at the same time, and it's releasing inflammatory soup, which is now just generalized into the bloodstream, rather than localized around the injury. And in there is pain chemicals, histamines, bradykinins, and they say pain is happening. That's what pain is. That's all fucking pain is. You know when people say to me, it's all in your head, I just feel like breaking their leg. And then just giving them a thrombus is now forming, you see. This thrombus, and just give them a biological description of what's causing their fucking pain. It's a chemical. A chemical is being released. A nerve says this equals pain and tells the brain that. The brain then produces the sensation of pain and makes you feel it there. It has to. That's how pain relief works. It interrupts the process going this way. So then there's no phenomena generated by the brain. So there you go. All of your pain, all of my pain, everything is just generated by the brain. It's only experienced by the brain releasing chemicals. But there we go. And all the time there I am thinking, yeah, you do look like a fucking know-all. I thought, so fucking what? Like, because I was also thinking about the way that woman said, you so overindulge yourself. Because, like, some people say that when they're mates, and it's like, yeah, mate, you so overindulge yourself there. Yes, you do. And they're actually saying what they actually think of you. Many a true word is spoken in jest. And I thought, you're just one of those that makes little personal comments and hides behind humour. So I just she just put a laughing smiley in response to it. But I wanted to cover sadism. It was in my fucking graph. My sadism wasn't high, my masochism was higher. But we're all a bit sadistic. If you've ever gone, yes, when you've won something, you're a little tiny sadist in there. That's all it is. We've all got that sadistic element: victory, revenge. There's your sadist. when you feel, and it becomes sexual, the more sadistic you get, the more it's like, and it's akin to sexual stuff. I'm not saying I get turned on by sadism, but you can see the link. Why other people do. I don't. Why was I going to talk about sadism? Oh, about that woman. Yeah, if you know, because if she's going to say vague things to me, then I'm going to have vague things to think back to her. And if she's going to say something really quite rude, it's just got a judgmental, got a fucking what's it one, have we? And thinking you're just being judgmental, just showing the world how judgmental you are. But it does make me angry that it's again that kind of, you know, if a bloke is like me, he's an instant fucking show off, and it comes in, you know, with all of the things that you've heard people saying about people like me. You know what I mean? I bet he's got a sexually frustrated, those sorts of things, all those assumptions that people make, and they just laugh you off or write you off, and you see it done to people all the time. And then you're supposed to think it's not being done to you when you've got not much evidence. You've got people saying weird shit to you like that. You know, in the niche of Facebook, you know, a lot of people are saying, I'm coming off Facebook. I think I'd love to have that much like interaction around me to be able to not come off Facebook, just to not really look at it much. Because I don't. I fucking don't. As addicted to Facebook as I am, when I'm out and about and with people, I never pick my phone up. Never on my fucking phone. If I'm sitting down in a room, I might be, yeah. If I'm out and about and we're walking and stuff, very fucking rarely on my phone. If we'll go out for a fucking meal, we're sitting down, going out and about for a walk, never on my fucking phone. I wouldn't be on the fucking thing. I might go somewhere and take pictures and post them, but the rest of the time I was cycling. Do you know what I mean? That's me. That's what I do. That's what we're doing. That's like literally why I'm holding on to Facebook. And I find a niche within Facebook. And then even on there, like a lot of the comments on there were a bit sarcastically on memes like that, you know, very interesting, gifs from people. It's difficult to gauge because there is an element of like, a bloke commented this morning on the socks. I've got some spotty socks like that. Mine are from Debenhams. And there's like a deliberate boringness, and they're doing it ironically, and it's a bit fun. But I think those are the people that are going to go, yeah, you're taking it a bit too far, mate. I've had comments like that. But then another guy went, dude, you have taken this to a whole new level when I was talking about perforated sheet metal. And to me, that's the fun I'm having with it. I'm getting a real kick out of writing like someone who's really passionate about perforated sheet metal. But depending on the pattern, it's also available in aluminium. I thought that's what the group was fucking about. And so I'm getting into character, and quite a lot of people are loving it, actually. Quite a lot of people are loving it. So again, it's just that wild ride of all sorts of fucking shit, but they're all connected to like major fucking thinkoids, and I'm offending people really easily. And it's like, for God's sake, I've got to fucking think about it all. I'm not good at it, and I'm being forced into situations where I have to. It's not going well. General, just life, all of it. Really. It's not brilliant, if I'm honest. I wouldn't say I'm killing anything. When you say I'm killing it, I don't really know what I'm killing. Any sense of reality, normality, stability, reliability, dependability. And a relaxed state of mind. But there we go. It's like splittering it all out on here is helping, and I think to me it's just those underlinings of like, even at this level, there it all still is. All the fucking judgments and questions. The questions. Fucking leave me alone with your questions. Fucking stop asking me to explain my fucking self all the fucking time. Seriously, public interrogations, they're very amusing to you lot a lot of the time, but they're fucking not great, if I'm honest. Can we wind our necks in, people? Thank you very much indeed. I better shut my fucking wobbling arse up, because I really am fucking going on rather too much. I haven't taken my meds yet. I haven't taken my fucking meds. I'm going to go take my meds.